Here we are, and welcome to a regular episode of the Friday Night Movie Podcast. Becky looks very surprised. Are you surprised you're on this show? Because you've been on this show a lot lately.
I had zoomed in very drastically onto my browser, and you switched like framings. You switched back to the normal screen, and all of a sudden, my face was enormous in my... So it was just, I had a shock moment.
Okay, all right. It was like a jump scare.
It was a jump scare of my own face, which I have to say I look more put together than in our typical episodes. Typically, my face...
No, you're very business today.
I am very well. I'm very I went...
And you've got the sweatshirt under the blazer.
I know, like it's
our friend
2000 and something.
Josh Carew, who we haven't had in a while. We have to have him on to give his complaints.
That would be like a very 2005 look, I feel like.
Josh Carew claims that he invented wearing a hoodie under a blazer.
He invented the t-shirt under the blazer. The number of, as far as I'm concerned, he really did invent that look, because when I was still in university, you were already gone. Josh was still living there. I have all these memories of me and Josh and Lily going out like partying and stuff, and his classic outfit was a t-shirt with like the meme on it, She Bangs. It was like an American Idol thing.
Really?
With, like,
this is after I left Montreal. This is like in that alternate universe. But I just remember him.
It was such a great look. He always looked so cool in that outfit.
But Josh is great when so whenever Allie and I see someone with a hoodie and a blazer, we go, he should send Josh a thank you note.
Well, I have to tell you, it's really come back around, the hoodie and the blazer. Not that I don't think it actually ever went out of style, but I feel like it's back around, because if I'm wearing it again, then you know it's cool.
So we're back. This is a regular episode. We're going to catch up a little bit. Lily was supposed to be here, but we're going to start needing a GPS on her, because she said she was going to walk our aunt and uncle to a boat.
Did she fall into the port?
I hope she is not. Maybe she got on the cruise and just decided on the cruise
ship. She's like, I'm done with this place.
I'm out of here.
Sailing off into the... But you know that Artia and Tio, they often cruise.
They're
cruisers. They're cruisers. And I will say, though, that more often than not, I hear about their cruise because something like drastically terrible has happened.
I mean, name a cruise.
Norovirus has broken out.
How did they not make?
A typhoon hit the route.
How is there not a show? Right, there's shows like The Love Boat, but it should just be The Murder Boat, because
there's Dr. Odyssey now.
Okay, well, there should be a show that's just about either mystery viruses and medical things.
That's Dr. Odyssey. Mystery, medical,
and murders.
Soap opera. I don't know. I haven't watched enough episodes.
I think she's here. We talked about her, and then manifested her. We were concerned that on your walk to the cruise, that perhaps you fell into the water or boarded.
Just to be like, I'm done.
No, like I was like, oh, can I see the ship? I got on, and I was like, wow, I've never seen a ship this big or something. And then they left port by accident.
Well, did this really happen?
I had to have them bring me back in a dinghy.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I screamed, and they had to like stop a
no, Lily. That's not
person ship.
That's not what happened.
And motorboat me.
I swear to God, that's not what happened. Did that really just happen to you?
Lie to us on this podcast.
No, it's not what happened. But you believed me, because that is something I would do.
I believed you, because that is.
Do you know what's also very realistic?
I think you would be more.
This is a no-lie zone.
No. Here's the thing. The only reason I didn't believe it is because you would have been more late than you are now, because you would have had to do like a lot of processing and yelling at people.
I have two,
and you would have gotten a free cruise.
Free cruise for sure.
For sure. But two things. One is I accidentally clicked on the Upper East Side or whatever this platform is that you make us join.
Riverside Drive.
The Riverside Drive that I didn't have headphones, but I do. So what should I do?
You're fine. As if you have headphones, you're in good shape. No matter what. You sound great.
Number two, thank you. I don't know if I'm too close or too far to the camera.
No, you're in the right.
You're great. You're great.
Don't move.
Okay, I'm not going to move.
I mean, brush your hair next time, but don't move.
Sorry. It's because I have
windswept from being on the water.
It's windswept from being on the dinghy.
Okay, so Becky and I...
Wait, what's more realistic is that I forgot that we're 4 hours apart, not 5. So, to me, I'm actually 20 minutes early for this podcast.
Not 40 minutes late.
Not 40 minutes late. Exactly.
By the way, I just wanted you to know that there was a lot of pressure on those episodes because we just had an amazing, huge week at South by. The record numbers, incredible guests, and a lot of people. The first episode they're going to hear after our South by stuff is this one, and you both have delivered.
You're welcome.
So Becky and I were at South by. Well, I'll come back to South by in a little bit because I want to tell you both on about an adventure I'm going on. Okay. So, and just weigh in. So, as you know, we'll see if this happens, by the way. This is like part one. I'll report back
Weird Al Yankovic cruise.
You're on the right track. And I want to shout out to my dear, dear friend and neighbor, Brandon Jones, who is coming on this adventure with me.
I just want to say...
Hold on, let me tell...
As the preface to this, as the context for new listeners, while our brother is highly skilled at many things... Choosing a travel itinerary is not one of them. He purposely picks the worst itineraries to make sure wherever he's going is as miserable of an experience
possible.
Why?
It takes as long as possible to get there. It's the least
on this plan.
It's the least efficient, and then that's why he just it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Why he should never leave his house.
I'm very efficient. Are you kidding me?
Or the reasons why Shai is willing to leave his house.
That's the correct one.
Making absolutely no sense. There is no algorithm. What are the rules
There's no,
for why you will leave your house?
You know how Google's trying to crack the algorithm of teenagers
in the Caribbean? No.
Instagram is only goal is to crack a certain probably demographic to get them I guess people with money just to buy shit. My life's goal is to crack Shai's algorithm. And I can't do it.
This one's pretty obvious.
I can't.
So I don't know if you've known this, but I have been flirting.
Algorithms. I just thought of vacuum.
I have been flirting with ever since I got my pinball birthday party. Purchasing not a pinball machine, but a virtual
pie birthday.
Yeah, but the pie and pinball. Purchasing a virtual pinball machine, which these amazing carpenter computer experts make, and
why not just get an original one?
Because they are so realistic, and they have thousands of games on them, and they have the original tables recreated. It's incredible technology, but also the guys who build this are craftsmen. They put solenoids in it, so you feel the feedback as if it's a real.
What's a solenoid? I
don't know what a solenoid is. They all talk about how many solenoids they have.
Oh my god!
Anyways, and they build them, and they customize them, and they make them look like these. So. They're very expensive.
Lily's not on the text chain where you just send me photos and videos of
Why
other
not?
Who else?
Machines. Who is on that text
chain? You're welcome. Just say you're welcome.
But who else is on that?
Just say thank you.
Just Becky.
Just say thank you. Just say thank you.
It's definitely not my wife.
You know how Shai doesn't want to see pictures of the pit you're digging?
Yeah.
You don't want to
Wait, who said that? Is that a true story?
No, that's not true. I like seeing the pictures of the pit. I love the pictures of the pit.
Okay.
So...
Note to self, algorithm. Damn you, algorithm, you're wrong.
So
he doesn't want to see pictures of
I'm
the pit.
poking around. I've joined a bunch of virtual pinball Facebook groups, and I gotta say, these people blow my mind.
No. Someone's gonna steal your credit card.
And your identity. It's gonna wear you as your skin is a suit.
Yeah.
So I
groups. You said plural.
Yeah, I joined a few. Well, because I wanted to try them out. Anyways, so this guy who's making room, gonna need to
Photoshop that.
Need to Photoshop that out later. This guy, very nice man, puts one up for an absurdly low price.
They all seem that way, Shai, at first. That's how they get you.
You haven't considered that you're being lured?
No, because I'm not going alone. Anyways, so...
I'm not going alone? That's your reasoning for why you're not being lured. You don't think they can lure Brandon? You're like, wait. Brandon's your big backup? No offense, Brandon. We love you.
No, Brandon plays hockey. Okay.
But he also orders meatloaf at a diner.
Okay.
Yeah.
So...
Actually, you know what? Someone ordered... That's a brave man.
Strong order by
That's a strong order by a strong man. You're absolutely right. It's good backup.
So here we are. So this guy is selling a custom, gorgeous Scooby-Doo Mystery Machine themed virtual pinball for absurdly low money. For a very, very low amount of money, he has to make space. He's built a new one that's more fancy and
I'm not deep in the virtual pinball world, but this doesn't make sense. Math is a math thing.
Everybody in the user groups is like, oh my god, this is an unbelievable steal.
Because he's also all of those other people.
No, he's not. No, this is a very serious Facebook group. Anyways, so he says, here's what I'm selling it for, but it has to be a local pickup in Kentucky.
My house. In Kentucky, in my house.
Yeah. So we messaged a bit. He sent me some videos.
You remember when we were little, Mom was like, don't talk to strangers? This is what she meant.
No, but now it's like, so now I got Brandon to go on this adventure. I used my airline miles.
No.
We're going to...
Shai, you once bought a car on the internet from a plane.
Yeah. So
that was the limit.
We are flying to Columbus, Ohio, because you can't fly into this part of Kentucky.
Why is that?
Columbus.
Because the militias are there.
Nah. Don't be mean.
I'm not being mean. But, like, dude, I've seen Justified.
So we're flying into Columbus, picking up a van, and then we're going to pick up this pinball machine and drive it back from Kentucky to Virginia on Saturday. All on Saturday.
I want to know what your wife thinks of this. Like, what has she just...
Everyone knows I have the best wife.
I have a question.
Are you going to stop and buy her like a fancy purse or something? Like,
no, because she doesn't want me to spend more money.
How are you going to get it from the van into your house?
Your back is not
what it used to be, which is pretty bad because you had back surgery. So, also, does everybody on the podcast know that you ordered Duck Hunter? What is it called? Buck Hunter? What is it? Deer Hunter? And it couldn't fit in your house. You measured wrong.
No, that's not fair. It couldn't fit through a particular door.
Okay, so now it's in the living room because you got to break a hole in your basement to get it in. Okay. Have you measured it? B,
I got the measurements. This is a small one.
Are you task rabbiting the actual from the van to the house?
I feel like we're really getting into the weeds here.
Okay, and we'll talk about the rest later. Okay.
We're going to have to...
All right, let's move on. Lily,
impressed. Yes.
Lily, what have you been watching?
Severance, which we're not allowed to talk about on this. We're severed from Severance on this podcast.
Well, I'm going to watch it, and then we'll talk about it.
The finale is out
next week,
so now you
can
on
Friday.
Jeez, I got a lot of work to do. Okay.
Yeah, it's literally 10 weeks that you're behind.
Okay.
So, and I think everybody's going to be talking about the finale, so you should probably catch up this week.
I will say the finale of the last one was the least interesting part of Severance for me.
I thought it was the best episode, so I don't agree. I don't know what to tell you.
I think the episode when the dude dances.
That's episode 7, yeah.
That was amazing.
That one's, what is it, aggressive jazz?
Yeah, whatever it was.
That was amazing. Rebellious, whatever it was, jazz. But yeah, but I did love the last episode. So watching that, there's a show on Netflix. I have talked about it many times for our Latino Spanish audience. It's in Spanish, but I just think cracking up. Have I lived here too long? I can't tell. But
why? I watched 2 Spanish language movies in the past week, and they were fantastic.
Oh, can't wait for you to tell us about it. Alpha's Macho on Netflix.
Alpha Males.
In English. But I don't recommend watching it dubbed. I think it's hilarious. But I understand the Spanish.
No. Don't watch things dubbed.
But I find it really funny, and it's season 3, and I'm enjoying it. Well, I watched a bit of that basketball Kate Hudson show with Mom. But it's just so fun watching Mom watch a show.
I know. It's like beer goggles, but for shows.
But for
it's like
shows.
a Mamo show.
A mom show. Like, she just is loving it. Kate Hudson. The guy from the other 2. Funny.
Oh, yeah.
Brother, from the other 2.
He's so funny.
He's so funny. Drew something? He's really funny. I'll look it up. And so that was just fun watching Mom, but I was like, will I watch this by myself? We'll have to see.
That's how I felt about Matlock. I loved watching with Mom, but I'm not staying on top of Matlock. With Mom, it's like
there is no, there's Xanax, and then there's watching a Kate Hudson show about basketball with Mom, and you can't dose that to anyone. There's no prescription for that, but that is just pure ASMR meets a strong Ativan. It's so good. And then White Lotus, which Shai also hasn't seen.
I gotta get on it. These are shows I love. I just started Shrinking with Allie.
Oh, you're just doing season 1?
You're season 2.
Season 2.
Oh, you just started season 2.
Okay. And then I saw Heretic, which was a lot of fun.
Right? Isn't that a cool movie?
Yeah, the ending makes no sense, but
the woman from Heretic though is in
from
Companion.
Yeah, has Becky
she's
seen
terrific.
Companion? She's great.
No.
Has Becky seen
I'm
Companion?
actually going to watch Companion this afternoon. I'm planning.
I told Becky that's the least scary of the Boulder Night movies.
I should watch something scarier because it's going to be during the day, and I'll save that.
I'll say this: The Vigil scared the living daylights out of me.
I saw that like a year and a bit ago now.
The Vigil scared the living daylights out of me.
Because Vlad's out of town, so unless I get one or both of my kids to sleep in my room.
Beck, I don't think you should watch it.
Watch it. Watch the trailer, and it'll scare you enough, and you'll get the idea.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's all I really have to say.
My level of scary. So just so we could calibrate, Lily's watching The Vigil, like it's no big deal. My level of scary hovers just about at around like School Spirits, the Netflix show. It's like about what I can do on my own.
I have to Google that. What is that? Is that a scary show?
Oh, it had
Peyton List
and Milo Manheim.
Milo Manheim, and it's like definitely shot in Canada because like you can just feel the Canadian.
Those are like all-star young actors. I love those two.
And I will say this is a great example of like one of the rare times where a season 2 might be stronger than season 1.
Oh, that happens sometimes.
That happens once in a while.
I think that's a cool show.
And I feel like season 1, they have to spend a lot of time setting the ground rules and establishing the relationships. And like, there's a lot of energy put into that. So there are moments where it's a bit of a slog. But season 2 was...
My kids dig it, and they love Peyton List.
Is this for teens?
So good. What? It's like a teen. It's like a white...
Like a Sabrina age?
Yeah. Like,
but Sabrina was like weirdly erotic, which is why
it's not...
There was a lot of sex in that show.
No. This is
for children. It was
very tame. This is very tame by comparison.
But yeah, YA show is a good example.
And I think it has this really strong season 2.
The Girl's Guide to Murder one with the kid from Wednesday that isn't Wednesday. Myers. That show's terrific. Also, similar vibe.
And I think I just like the cast, like the young person core cast is so strong. It's so well cast. They're fantastic. That the main cohort that you're following. So I think like that, and it's just a little bit scary for me.
I like that it's a ghost show, but they have a mission. The show Ghosts, which has been now renewed for 2 more seasons, which is a fun show I watch with my kids all the time. Even they recognize, like they will say at this point, they're like, yeah, like we're missing kind of an overarching stakes or mission or thing. Like every once in a while, it's like we got to save the restaurant, but I like Ghosts. To me, it's fun if they have a purpose.
Yeah, you know? So they definitely have, and they have a purpose on. There's like a few missions that they have that all sort of feed each other. They have to uncover the main mystery of the show, and then some of the ghosts want to move on to the proper afterlife or whatever. And so anyway, so that was strong. But right now is an incredible moment that, you know, where it's like once every 52 years, all the planets align, or 300 years, and there's like a weird...
there was a lunar eclipse.
This is like a weird alignment of the stars where we have Severance, White Lotus, and my favorite show, my absolute number one show, The Pit. No, The Pit.
Okay.
By the way,
The Pit, that are
Becky
all
got to meet and interview Shabana Aziz from The Pit.
We're going to get into that in a sec. So all 3 of those, they have new episodes weekly. So like the last couple of months have been, I mean, that never happens where you have 3 amazing shows with new episodes every week. So really that's, except for the 100 things we watch for South by.
It's like the old days where like you knew your day of the week. Of like, oh, Thursdays is Friends and Seinfeld, and then on whatever is 9-0, and you know what I mean? Like you knew, like White Lotus for me is Mondays, it's for you guys it's Sundays, Severance is Fridays.
I have to tell you,
like everybody
Severance
has their...
and White Lotus, because we watch together, you know, at some point we catch up, maybe we'll get lucky and we'll get to stack 2 eps. But The Pit, that I'm like, Thursday night, no one talks to me.
Must see TV.
That's my must-see TV. No, but truly, if you haven't started watching it, you'll watch an episode and you'll be like, oh, this is like the strongest drama on TV right now. Like, it's incredible.
So I'll shout out to 2 Spanish language films that I saw.
I'm so excited.
One was a South by I watched, a South by one that I watched. We didn't do an interview, but we did meet Cristo Fernandez, who plays Danny Rojas at the South by Southwest film party. And he was so nice, and he's in this movie. So I'm like, I want to see this. This movie, Corina, starring him, directed by Ursula Barba Hopner, and starring also Nain Gonzalez Norvind, is a freaking beautiful, beautiful movie about a woman who's agoraphobic, and essentially it's about her, and she works at a publishing house, and it has that like heightened that Sarah Friedman made, or well, not Wes Anderson, but like a little bit of that like quirky person, but it's like a happy version of Punch Drunk Love in a way. And it's in the sense that it's someone who's dealing with some mental illness, and it's about them going out and sort of conquering the world. And I just loved this movie. It's in Spanish, takes place in Mexico.
Corina with a K?
No, Corina. I'm guessing it'll be out soon if it's not out already, because it had already been out for a while.
In the movies.
Oh, I guess people should see that.
Maybe for me it's in the movies.
People should see that. And then I went to CineQuest with Malka, an awesome film directed by Stacey Malton, produced by Jacqueline Amore, and created by and written by Seth Basin Hirsch. And that was awesome. And it was the opening act. This is a really interesting way to do shorts. It was, as opposed to a short block, it was the opening act for this beautiful Spanish language movie. Also takes place in Mexico, called Xibalba Monster. It's a little boy who's rich, kind of spends the summer in the countryside and kind of exploring myths and history and spooky characters. And I thought it was going to be a horror movie. It's not. It's totally a coming of age movie. But also his name is Rogelio, which is a nickname that people called our dad. Anyways, that is an incredibly beautiful movie directed by Manuela Irene. So Irene. And so those are my big picks, and I was in love with both of these movies.
That is so cool. What interesting stuff, Shai.
That's so cool.
And it's like the Pixar movies, or like when we were kids and they would do a Disney movie and there'd be a little short before.
Yeah, I think that's a cool thing. I'd rather see that than a preview sometimes, especially if they're going to be really good. So now, with all that, I've got to go to parent-teacher interviews, so I think we'll have to save our recap of South by but people have heard a lot about South by. So Beck, I
feel like they wanted just
we'll do our by Red Mez of South by next time. Any other parting words or shout outs from you both?
I really missed you guys.
It's so good to have Lily back on the pod.
It's good to have you back.
Without you.
And Mazel Tov, you guys did such a great job.
Oh, thank you.
South by, the interviews I felt like a genuine fan. Those interviews were so sharp.
I was pretty blown away by the people we interviewed. They really just
hats off, guys.
All right, more of a recap next time. So this was a regular episode in the best way possible. Love you guys. Bye-bye.
Love you. Bye.
Thank you for listening to Friday Night Movie, the sibling rivalry and pop culture podcast. Join the Friday Night Movie family by following @FriNightMovie on all of the socials and visiting our website, FryNightMovie.com. Our theme song is by What Does It Eat? And make sure to leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks for listening.